All right, folks. Hello, friend, and welcome to another episode in the Jeopardy series. And it has been a few months since I've actually recorded anything, and I kind of forgot how to set up everything on the broadcast here. So, hopefully, I'm doing this right. If the audio is all screwed up, well, I'm very, very, very sorry. Let's get into the game, though. Enough of that. I'm a returning champion. This is my 7th game, I believe. $89,200 in winning so far. We'll play against Irene. We'll play against Keith. And we'll see how the game goes. I'm going to turn up the audio a little bit now as we look at these 6 categories. Asia, 5 senses, presidents, heroes, Hollywood romance, X's and O's. And there's one daily double. And yeah, let's do it. 5 senses for 100. Sense associated with the hammer, the anvil, and the stirrup bones. And that is hearing. What is hearing? I think we're off. Yeah, it's been a few. I've been posting, but what I did was create a backlog of videos, and I've been posting those. The part of the eye that determines its color. Well, it's the iris or the pupil. What is the iris? Okay, I picked the right one. All right. 5 senses, $300. The answer is the common word for myopia. What is nearsightedness? Yeah. Myopia. Nearsightedness. Can't see far. $400, the 5 senses. With sweet, salt, and sour, it completes the 4 basic taste sensations. What is bitter? Remember, I got to buzz in right away or else the computer buzzes in right away, so I apologize for the quick, hey, here's a 1/10 of a second to look at the clue. That's just how this game works. $500. The answer is, the daily double. Very nice. And we'll make it a true daily double here. It conducts stimuli from the nose to the brain. It conducts stimuli from the nose to the brain. What is the... if I'm wrong, I'm going to be way wrong. What is the olfactory nerve? Ah, there we go. I don't know where I pulled that one out of, but there we go. It's clean sweep, too. We got 5 out of 5. Let's try to do it again. Presidents, please, for 100. The answer is first to live in the White House and only one to father another president. Remember, this game was made in 1987. Who was John Adams? Of course, George H.W. Bush, and who was president. No, he wasn't even president at the time this game was created. He was vice president. And then, of course, his son, George W. Bush, became president. But, yeah. The time this was made, though, it was just John Adams that had that going for him. During the War of 1812, his wife saved Washington's portrait from the burning White House. His wife, who was James Madison. War of 1812. Very famous. Yes. All right. Presidents for 300. Let's keep the streak going. His wife, 2 daughters, ranch, and dog shared these 3 initials with him. Yeah, strange but true. Who was LBJ? Lady Bird Johnson, Lyndon Baines Johnson, and the rest. I don't know the dogs and the ranch. Maybe we'll look that up and put that on the blog. 400 presidents, please. Born Leslie King Jr., this president was never elected to the office. It was Gerald Ford. Gerald Ford. Yeah, Gerald Ford became president when Nixon resigned, and then he lost his own re-election campaign to Jimmy Carter. So he was never actually elected president ever. For 500, surprisingly, the Southern president was the first to be born in a hospital. And it's a who is. I'll go with it. Who is Jimmy Carter? Yeah. Surprisingly, because Jimmy Carter was president in the late 70s, so you would think that a few presidents before him were born in hospitals, but apparently not. Hey, 2 sweeps, 2 category sweeps. Let's keep it going. Audio output device. Why is it not? Oh, it's not playing anything. Oh God, it's been so long. X's and O's for $100. Sorry about that. I thought the audio went out. George Burns and John Denver starred in this heavenly comedy. What is, oh God. Oh God. Movie from the early 80s, I think. George Burns played God, if I remember correctly. Though I never saw the movie. X's and O's for 200. Alex Haley co-authored the Keith beat me to the punch. The autobiography of this slain black nationalistic leader, and that was Malcolm X. Alex Haley Roots fame. Heroes for $300. This Lew Wallace hero triumphed in the Chariot arena, and that was Ben-Hur. He made the famous movie, Ben-Hur. Good score. 3,600 for me, 500 for Keith. We're going to Asia for 200. Land of Genghis Khan. It's bordered by Russia to the north, China to the east, south, and west. What is Mongolia? Mongolia must be a strange country, given how it's sandwiched between present-day Russia and China. 2 very interesting countries, to say the least. Let's go back to X's and O's for 300. The corn is as high as an elephant's eye in this Rodgers and Hammerstein song, and that is Oh, What a Beautiful Morning. Okay. I have nothing to add to that. I know nothing. Heroes for $100. Keith. He fought first Apollo Creed, then Clubber Lang for the heavyweight title, and that was Rocky Balboa from the movie Rocky. Apollo Creed. Heroes for $400. Outraged fans forced Arthur Conan Doyle to bring him back after he died. Sherlock Holmes. Yeah, Doyle tried to kill him off and had to bring him back. Asia for 100. The 2 most populous countries in the world. Sure. What are China and India? Yeah. China is the heaviest. Even today, it's the most populated, and then India is second. Asia for 300. The Soviet-occupied country separates Pakistan from the USSR. Soviet-occupied country separates Pakistan. Now remember, again, this is 1987, so yeah, this was when the Soviet Union was a thing. Is it Afghanistan? What is Afghanistan? Yeah. Remember, Russia invaded Afghanistan in the early 1980s. Boy, that country, Afghanistan, sure has gone through a lot since this game was made. Asia, please, for 400. This gulf, made famous by war, runs along the coast of northern Vietnam. What is it the Gulf of Tonkin? Gulf of Tonkin. Yeah, that's how you spell it. 5,000 now. Asia for 500. The union of 7 sheikdoms on this Persian Gulf coast yes, I got it now. If only I could read the clue. The union of 7 sheikdoms on the Persian Gulf coast of the Arabian Peninsula. What are the United Arab Emirates? Or the UAE? All right. Let's try heroes for 2. Carolyn Keene's teenage sleuth. She's the female counterpart of the Hardy Boys. Who's Nancy Drew. I briefly had a phase as a kid where I read the Hardy Boys. Yeah, it's not bad. It's not bad. X's and O's for 400. It's the Canadian national anthem. What is well, I think it's O like that. Canada. They're not going to give it to me. The Canadian national anthem. Oh, Canada, our home and native land. It was with an H. Okie doke. A? Sorry, Canada. For $500, this rocket-powered plane was first to reach altitudes over 300,000 feet. And it was called like the X1 or the X2? I'm going to say X1. No. The X something. X2? I don't know. The X15. I was just off by 14. That's all. Keith gets to choose the category and is going with heroes for 5. Readers cried at her death in Dickens's The Old Curiosity Shop. Little Nell. Irene finally on the board. That may be the first clue she's buzzed in on. We go now to Hollywood Romance. Remember, it's 1987. Their home, Pickfair, was named for this pair, who are, do I have to give the full names? Mary Pickford and Douglas Fairbanks. And Douglas Fairbanks. Oh, goodness. Who are Pickford and Fairbanks? Pickford didn't even fit on the screen. Yeah, Hollywood Romance for 100. She cut her movie career short to marry Prince Rainier. Oh, yeah. Grace, Princess Grace Kelly. Yeah. Of Monaco, I guess. We're kind of zipping through these, aren't we? $200. Her husbands have included Humphrey Bogart and Jason Robards Jr. Lauren Bacall. We go back to Irene. What do you want for the value? 400. And the answer is this director was Judy Garland's second husband. No idea. That was Vincente Minnelli. Oh, Minnelli, where you get Liza Minnelli. Okay, I didn't know that. And for $500, this real husband and wife played a husband and wife on Days of Our Lives, popular soap opera on NBC. Who were Bill and Susan Hayes? And we're at the end of the Jeopardy round. $5,100 for me, $1,800 for Keith, $600 for Irene. And we're about to play Double Jeopardy. Irene gets to pick first. She's going to pick right away. So I'm going to read off these categories very quick. They are Saintly Cities, Famous Pears, Fruits and Veggies, the 30s, Fathers, and Rock and Roll. For $800, the answer is it was the eastern terminus of the Pony Express. In Saintly Cities, what is St. Louis? No. Not St. Louis. I assumed it was Missouri. The eastern terminus of the Pony Express. St. Joseph, Missouri. Not St. Louis. Irene, pick again. The 1930s, presumably the 1930s, for $800. This comic was killed with pilot Wiley Post in a 1935 airplane crash. Wiley Post, it was who's that famous humorist from way back when? It's going to come to me once the time runs out. Who is Will Rogers? That's who it is. Yeah. The plane crash was in Alaska, and I believe there's an airport in northern Alaska named after either Will Rogers or Wiley Post or both. Yeah, Will Rogers, famous humorist. My turn now. Fruits and Veggies for $200. It describes an outer ear condition common among boxers. Common with boxers. What is cauliflower? Is it cauliflower or cauliflower ear? I'm going to say cauliflower. Yeah, okay. Yeah, the ears get super duper puffy and they really look funny. Fruits and vegetables, $400. And the answer here, in his theme song, Merv Griffin has a lovely bunch of these. Loverly bunch of these. What are coconuts? I've got a lovely bunch of coconuts. Dee. Fruits and veggies for $6. And a daily double. Okay, well, I'm not going not going true this time, but I like my odds. So let's go $1,700. Athena's gift to mankind, the branches which bear it are a symbol of peace. What is the olive? Yeah, the olive branch. I got a little nervous when I saw the mythology reference. But hey, it worked out. Fruits and veggies for $8. Nickname of British sailors comes from this fruit eaten to prevent scurvy. What is a lime? That's why they're called limeys. You know. Because they'd go out to sea and then they didn't have any vitamin C. Different kind of C. Fruits and veggies, $3. For $1,000, juice from this vegetable is used to dye some cheeses an orange color. Huh. Carrot juice, huh? We'll have to look into that, see what cheese varieties are guilty of that one. Saintly Cities for $400. With over 8 million people, the fastest growing city is the largest in Brazil. And what is Sao Paulo? Portuguese for saint. Sao Paulo. Fathers for $400. This gray bearded symbol carries an hourglass and a scythe. Scythe? Who is Father Time? Or what is Father Time? Let us go to Saintly Cities for $2. 18 miles south of where the I'm going to figure it out. Oh, yeah. 18 miles south of where the Missouri and Mississippi rivers meet, it's the City of the Arch. What is St. Louis? There you go. Now's the time for St. Louis, Missouri. Saintly Cities for $6. It's the site of 4 Air Force bases. I bet I can figure this out. Oh, yeah, I saw the Alamo there. It's the site of 4 Air Force bases, Fort Sam Houston and the Alamo. What is San Antonio? True story, I got to visit San Antonio for my day job a couple of years ago, and friends would ask if I was going to go see the Alamo. I said, it's probably too far away from the hotel. I'm not going to go. It wasn't. It was about 5 blocks away. And I missed it. I forgot the Alamo. Oldest in the U.S., this Florida city was settled by Spaniards in 1565. What is St. Augustine, Florida? Some of the founders are still living there today. That's a reference to old people in Florida. Didn't work. I'll try harder. Fathers for 2. The Old Testament father who nearly sacrificed his son Isaac. Oh, that was a fun story. Who is Abraham? That's a fun one. Abraham spends years, centuries, waiting for a son. Finally gets the son Isaac, and then God says, hey, why don't you, to show that you love me, why don't you kill this son that that you've waited so long to get? And at the last minute, God's like, oh, okay, all right, I'm just pulling your leg. Oh, that wacky New Testament God or Old Testament God. Spencer Tracy played this priest who said there's no such thing as a bad boy. Wacky Old Testament God. Who was Father Flanagan? And I believe that's a reference to Boys Town at the organization, the movie, something like that. Rock and roll for a grand. In 1954, this Cleveland DJ popularized the phrase rock and roll. Cleveland DJ. That was Alan Freed. Sounds good to me. Famous pairs. We'll start that category. $600. Radio's Freeman Gosden and Charles Correll. I'm going to guess, and again, this is a 1987 game. Famous pair on the radio. Who are Amos, and Andy? Don't judge me on that. Yeah, Amos and Andy, famous radio pair. Not terribly politically correct, as I understand it. Famous pairs for $200. They were Ricky and Lucy's neighbors on I Love Lucy. Who were Fred and Ethel? Do I have to give the last name? I sure hope not. Ethel Mertz? Like that? Okay. Fred and Ethel Mertz. I like the Fred Mertz character. He's kind of curmudgeon, grumpy fellow. Famous pairs for $4. Sign off ending a 2-way radio conversation. Sign off. What is over and out? Okay. Doing great. We're up to $11,800 to Keith's $3,000. Famous pairs for $8. Ben Franklin said, in this world, nothing is certain but these. What are death and taxes? Yeah, I like Ben Franklin. Very clever man. Famous pairs for $1,000. They wait for no man. Time and tide. I didn't know that was the full phrase. I knew time waited for no man, or time waits for no man. The 1930s for $400, and the answer is top box office draw of 1936. She had exactly 56 curls. Who was Shirley Temple? Yeah. On the good ship, Lollipop. Mm-hmm. The 1930s for $200. And we've got another daily. I got all 3 daily doubles, I think. I like my odds. $5,000. Let's do it. Upon its completion in 1931, it was the world's tallest building. Now it's 19. Oh gosh, I think it's the Empire State Building, although I thought the Chrysler Building was higher. Let's go Empire State Building. Pick the right one. We're up to $18,000 now. A good chance of breaking 20 before Final Jeopardy. 1930s for 6. Now known as Hoover Dam, it was completed in 1936. I just know it as the Hoover Dam. Is it the Grand Coulee? Or is that a different dam? Now known as Hoover Dam, it was completed in 1936. The Boulder Dam. What is Boulder Dam? 1930s for a grant, please. Germany's invasion of this country on September 1st, 1939 started World War II. What is Poland? All right, 19,000 to Keith's 3,400. Fathers for 8. Scientist Edward Teller is often called the father of this weapon. What is the atomic bomb? Nope. The father of this weapon. Edward Teller. No dice for Keith. Down to 2,600. Irene, you want to take a shot at this? The father of this weapon. Irene's going for it. What do you like? Oh! Everybody takes a loss on this one, and the answer was, what is the hydrogen bomb? The hydrogen bomb. Fathers for 1,000, please. The ancient Greek known as the father of epic poetry. Is it Aeneid? Perchance? Nope. Homer. Oh, Homer, of course. I think Aeneid was Roman, but oh well. Rock and roll. $200. Led his comets into music something. History as they rocked around the clock. Is it Bill Haley and the Comets? Who is Bill Haley? Yeah. Bill Haley and the Comets. Rock and roll for 4. It is what R&B stands for. I took a double take there. What is rhythm and blues? R&B, rhythm and blues. No, I don't think I'll crack 20 grand even if I get these, but I had a good run. Where Fats Domino found his thrill. Actually, I might be able to do it. What is Blueberry Hill? We got to get this first. Yeah. Fats Domino found his thrill at Blueberry Hill. 19,400. We can do it if we can get this last one right for $800. I'm going to buzz in. I'm going to buzz in and try it. Led by Brian Setzer, this trio has revived interest in rockabilly. Yes. The Brian Setzer. They're going to rock this town, rock it inside out. That guy. That's Brian Setzer, right? Brian, who are the Kingston Trio? I don't know. No, so I won't break 20. That's too bad. Who are the Stray Cats? Yes, that's it. That's it. Well, I am still leading by something like $16,000 or something like that. Final Jeopardy coming up. Remember, I'm the only one who gets to play Final Jeopardy. The computer doesn't. So, yay. Here we go. World Capitals is the category. Let's try to play for 25 grand. So that would be 6,900. Let me double check the math. Yeah, and if I lose, I'm down to like 11 grand. So I'm comfortable with that. World Capitals is the category. Here comes the clue. This European city is known as the City of Lights. What is Paris? Yep, pretty Pretty easy one there. 25.5. I was going for 25 even, but whatever. Paris is correct, and I am a 7-day champion here on 1987 Jeopardy. And now over $100,000, $114,700. We're going to play this again. I hope you join me for more on the Jeopardy series. Thanks for watching. We'll see you later. Bye-bye.